Sonic Movie Show is a weekly show that you could find on a variety of podcast services. Keep up with us by following our Twitter at Sonic Movie Show. What's up, guys, and welcome to the 58th inaugural episode of the Sonic Movie Show. My name is Ethan, and with me here live in Seattle, Washington is Devin.
Want some chocolate?
Is that a Sonic quote?
It's from a Sonic game.
Is it listed?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to guess?
Yeah, you're supposed to guess what it is. I actually know what game it's from.
Jeez. I'm going to go ahead and say Sonic Colors.
Nope. It is Sonic Unleashed. Someone named Chip says that.
Oh, yep. He's the stupid fairy guy in that game.
He says, wants some chocolate. After he takes out a chocolate bar, it says.
Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. You know, having the chocolate, then you offer it. Well, speaking also, Sonic Unleashed was 2008. And that was, like, apparently as of today, on November 12th, the day of this recording, that was last gen. We got new gen hardware in hand right here. But that Sega game, what would Sega, if they made a console today? I'm trying to, like...
Yeah, you're trying to tie... Yeah, the episode is going to be about what if, like, just tomorrow, Sega just dropped big bombshells into the gaming industry, and they're like, we're coming back with a console. We're not getting bought by Microsoft. We're going to make our own new console, since we haven't had one since...
2001, the very latest.
So, 19 years ago. What would a Sega console look like now? What would it have to do to, like, compete with PlayStation, Switch, and Xbox? And what did you think it would sell? So basically, we're gonna be pitching this to Sega. Like, I mean, I feel like that's what this show is half the time, is us pitching ideas to Sega in attempts to, I don't know, maybe get hired. I don't know. But
first off, just like any pitch, it's live in front of people, and like this isn't in a super high quality recording booth. These pitches, so just like that, we're actually recording in person for the first time this year. Last time it was last year in December-ish, I would imagine, I believe.
Yeah, it was during
So if you hear any
episode.
other random sounds, it's because we're in a live environment and not virtual this time. So I'll kick it off for you, Devin. I'll give you a prompt.
Okay.
And then let's build our Sega console. Let's start with building let's not talk about like power, because it's very easy to be like, well, they're going to make it extremely powerful and extremely cheap. You know what I mean? Like, let's build up our features first.
Yes.
And then kind of like then talk about style and then like games and stuff. So let's start with features. So what do you think is the most important feature besides being able to play a video game that a console can do?
Well,
what do you think that if they don't have this, they might as well have not made it at all?
Well, we actually were talking previously about, because we saw this one tweet where someone ordered a digital PS5, and it was the disc one. They weren't mad or anything. They were kind of just confused.
They saved $100.
They saved $100. But that got me thinking earlier today, before we actually decided doing this episode, I was like, what would make them stand out? Like, I started thinking about when I think of Sega consoles, you said like 2001. I'm like, what was around in 2001 that was kind of cool if you think about it? And it was those cassette players, like the stereos that you could put in multiple cassettes and CDs at a time. So hear me out.
Like the 8-disc.
Hear me out. A console that has multiple disc trays in it. So that you never have to, like, because Xbox and PlayStation, you can leave your game, right, and go to the next one, and then come back to it. And they're doing it, through software and all that, right? And you can't do 2 disc games at once.
That's
on
true.
Xbox or PlayStation. So why don't we just have multiple disc trays, and we have multiple options? So you can still do digital.
Yeah.
But you're like, I want to quickly switch from COD to... let's say Apex Legends, and you're like, well, I don't have it digitally installed, or I need the disc in it. You can just already have both discs in, and they're ready to go. You can just switch, and it has them both moving at the same time, so it's running both games somehow. I don't know.
Wow, it's intense. I'm pretty sure Cars had like 8 CD capacity.
Yeah.
So like your tunes, you had them all right there. Because God forbid you put a new
and maybe
CD
it can
in.
do that. Maybe you can put a CD in there. And you
Actually, I don't know what happens if I put a CD in my PS5.
I wouldn't try it. I
don't know. I put Sonic Unleashed in there earlier.
Couldn't you do that with PS2? Put a CD in and it would play music? So why don't we bring that back?
It had like a visualizer. I'm pretty sure PS3 did the same thing. I think PS4 does the same thing. I think PS5, if I stick a CD in there, it'll play it. I could put a DVD in there and it'll play it.
True.
It probably just goes to just the regular media player, and it's like, here's audio.
Well, here's my idea too with that is
so
you're getting in multi. You know how like on PS4 you can play Spider-Man, and then if you have your Spotify account attached, you can play music, right?
Yeah.
Let's just make it a little easier.
One of the discs is
a CD, and then while you're playing Sonic Unleashed, you can be blasting 9 Inch Nails CD that you bought in 2005.
Exactly.
That you don't use anymore.
Well, what's it going to do when it gets to like the 80 tracks on there that were 1 second of nothing because they had a bonus song at the end of the CD? Did you have that album?
No,
I have that upstairs in a closet.
No, I just picked that because I was trying to think of early 2000s.
99 tracks on there because they wanted to hide a song at the end.
Oh my gosh.
No,
I did not do that. But okay, sure. I mean, I think it would go through it like any other CD, but maybe you can skip tracks while you're playing the game. There was a button on the controller that you can skip tracks. I want this to be retro.
So I'm holding up a PS5 controller right now,
and
I'm pointing at the middle where the touchpad is. So we're gonna make buttons like these plastic buttons, like the options and create button, and they're gonna be in the shape of curved arrows, like undo and redo. That's gonna be rotate the disc tray apparatus clockwise or counterclockwise.
Yes. This is like that's what I'm saying. Like this is already really goofy and unique, but I feel like Sega could pull it off. I feel like they could pull it off because when I think of Sega, I do think of a little Goofy in there. So I'm like, if they come out in a time where everyone's like digital, they're like, no, you have all these DVDs, you have all these CDs laying around. Let's use them again. Let's bring them back.
Perfect. Picture-in-picture mode. Fucking put a Blu-ray in there and you can watch it while playing Uncharted or playing Sonic Unleashed.
Like it's in the corner, like you're watching. Like,
exactly.
Or you're like, I don't have time. I only have an hour during my lunch break. I'm like, if I want to play Sonic and I want to watch The Office, so I can do both. You know what I mean?
But now, would it let you do that with like Netflix or something?
Oh, sure, why not?
Okay, I didn't know if our angle was fuck digital. We're all going.
I think we can say fuck digital. It's not a full fuck because we don't want to want people to like totally be off-putted by that.
So now,
I just want there to be benefit to people who have held on to their CDs like me for so long.
That's fair. And if we ever make a portable version of this Sega console, it will be cassettes. So, like, you will have a side cassette chunk on the actual console.
Always there.
So if you want, so you can play your portable games on here too. It's just
oh my god,
chunk into the side of it. So okay, so 8 disc. Well, it's one. So in the car thing, it's one actual laser reader. Yes. And the whole thing rotates.
I think we need more than one.
So in order for this idea to work, my idea of rotating and counter-rotating buttons wouldn't work then. It's literally just... I mean, no, I guess it would be on the machine because we would have... that's fireworks outside. It would be one disc insert slot, so you would just have to... And then you can lose your discs that way, and that's what's fun because then in 3 months you find, there's my Hannah Montana. the movie soundtrack CD.
Well, here's the thing too: is you could have here's how I'm envisioning it: 2 disc drives with 4 rotations in each to make 8 total. So you can never have more than 2 at a time. But already 2 is insane. Like I said, you can play 9 Inch Nails and play Sonic Unleashed.
But you could also watch a movie.
But that's what I'm saying. Then the software, if you have Netflix, you can do 3-window mode.
Okay.
3-window mode. So you have 9 Inch Nails playing with watching The Office and while playing Sonic Unleashed.
If we come out with a pro version of this console, I want like on the side a little like pop open door, and you could just slap a new disc right in there. It's just a single thing, like the original PlayStation, or a GameCube.
That actually is an idea. And you know how we had the CD booklets that you just put the discs in, and you have all your mixes in there. Maybe you burned a couple discs, you put them in there like a little sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
What if that came with the console on the side that you can just store. So you don't even need to get the cases out. You can make your own mixes and put it on the side.
Are you saying like it just comes with
a storage that's just for discs?
But by storage, do you mean it comes with the actual like cardboardy paper things, and then there's just ridges on the thing, or are you saying on the side of the console there is just slots just to put discs in, just to store them,
just to store them? I feel like there could be a way where it is like makes sure everything's clean and like keeps them from not touching one another. I feel like this thing is going to be big. I feel like we have to be bigger than the PS5, by the way.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it has to be like, go big or go home. Because like, Xbox has this very small one and then the big one. PS5 is like, I'm big. We're like, what if Sega just came out of nowhere like, fuck it, we're going bigger.
You know what would make this thing extremely big? So we have your 2 disc slots.
Yes.
And like it's 4... It's like a carousel for each one, right? So like 4 discs are held by 1 disc slots apparati, and then the other for that. Now, obviously, my assumption, anyone's assumption would be all the discs are in parallel to each other and they rotate clockwise and counterclockwise.
Yeah.
What if instead, I'm going to have a visual for you here with these napkins from our Shake Shack order today. So imagine these are the discs, and right now they're in parallel, right?
Yeah.
And let's say we have 2 in. It's like, do-do, like that kind of a thing. But what if instead of this, it was actually like this, and it's like an actual Ferris wheel?
That'd be cool.
Because then that would make this thing so big, we could make the fucking thing clear and see-through.
That'd be dope. That's if you want that retro shit. And that'd be cool to see the parts moving.
And the Pro version is just a fucking jukebox.
Yeah.
So now here's the other thing. These new consoles, and Sony pioneered the game by having a button that they used to call Select, and then they called it the Share button. And then Nintendo put one on the Switch, called it the Capture button. And now Xbox has it the Share button, and Sony's like, no, now it's the Create button. They didn't actually ever explain what the Create button does. So to me, it's just the Share button again. I hadn't looked at it. This new Sega machine, which you have not named yet, needs to do the same thing. We have 8 discs. Let's just fucking let you burn shit on them. You can actually create and share physical media.
We want to bring back, because we want people to...
The mixtape needs to return. You know what I mean? The travel CD needs to return.
We could Sega could, like, pay all these, like, older artists to come, like, and support the console, too. I'm saying, like, Nine Inch Nails could be like, we'll drop a new album and it's only can be played on the Sega, whatever we're calling this.
Wow. So it's a not even a CD or anymore. It's just like a special formatted disc that can only be read by the Sega.
Maybe it is a CD, but like you can only get it by purchasing.
Here's the thing. It comes with games. So Sega does a thing where like, hey, you want to buy Sonic Unleashed HD Ultra or whatever? It comes with 9 Inch Nails. You know?
Yeah, I would. I think, because like I can imagine they like advertising for it too. Like just be like, want the new 9 Inch Nails album? You gotta buy the Sega $500 console.
Even better idea. You just you do a deal. Let's say they do a deal with 9 Inch Nails for this brand new album, and they say, okay, yes, you will get sales of this for every copy of Sonic Unleashed sold. Not because we're putting the CD in the case with it, but because the songs are on the disc.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to make a CD, they have to burn it off on their Sega unnamed console.
Yeah.
So like the box art, it's going to be split half and half. First half is Sonic, and he's got a little bit of real estate there on the box cover, and the other is all of the songs that are in this 9 Inch Nails album.
Dude, that'd be such a weird exclusive that I think it could put them on the map. Really, like, bring it back hard. And people like 9 Inch Nails. So we want a game, though, for sure. I know we're going.
It would be good to have video games.
I think we're straying away from features, but I feel like there needs to be an exclusive. So, like a Sonic Unleashed remaster or something.
You know, I believe I said this.
We keep saying Sonic Unleashed. I just think that's like the first one I could think of. I think it'd be Sonic Adventure. I think it'd be Sonic Adventure if we're going for the retro.
That's fair, for the nostalgia factor, especially since Sonic Adventure 2 was like the swan song game of their console business. Excuse me. My mind blanked there for a second. So we need a launch game, right?
Yes. That isn't just Nine Inch Nails' album.
Right. I legit forgot what my thought was, but I did want to say we definitely need a launch game. We can't be like Xbox and be like the third parties will carry us, because that was Sega's problem in the past. Is they relied on third parties and they didn't show up.
They need a game,
route. An exclusive thing that everyone wants this. This is the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. People bought Switches for that game. That game, when like the first month's like sales reports were done. For whatever month, the March of 2017, more copies of the Switch version of Zelda were sold than actual Switches. Because people are like, well, I'm going to get this game. I'll just buy it now and wait for the Switches available. We need that.
Well, remember people who listened to the Battle Royale episode?
Is it going to be that?
I think that should be one of them. That could be the one free-to-play one. Like, PlayStation had their, what's that called? Their free game there that came Astro's Play World or whatever it is.
Astrobot Playroom.
Playland.
Astro's Playroom. That's what it's called.
We need one of those. That because maybe some people can only afford the console right now, and if we're doing,
we need like a Wii Sports kind of
So let's have that. Let's have that. Our Sonic Battle Royale that we talked about a couple episodes ago. But do we do another Sonic game, or they do a new IP? What is another Sega
I remembered
thing?
What I wanted to say, and it was very simple. So I don't know. I don't need to take too long for this. But if we're gonna do like a Sonic remaster, like here's a brand new Sonic game, we didn't even discuss whether or not we're gonna put Sega's games on other consoles anymore. If this is all exclusive on this machine, I think it would make sense to do it this way. But the new thing is like, some games on these new machines can run at 120 frames per second if you have a 120 hertz television.
Yeah.
Sonic actually would benefit from running at 120 frames per second. It'd be easier to know what's coming up ahead. It would just feel easier. That needs to be a given. So what I think, because Sonic is their mascot, and because he's all about speed and that would benefit it, a mandatory requirement is all games running on this machine need to be at 120 frames per second.
Need to be?
Need to be.
Wow.
That can be like their gimmick. Like, hey, the other games, like some of them are running at fucking 30 frames per second, but not.
What?
That's literally.
It's funny. Like we're all about retro, but at the same time, we're like, fuck 30 FPS, bro. We're all about 120.
Now, to be fair, before digital signals like HDMI, everything was in 60 frames, but.
No, 120. We're going
It
down.
needs to be 120.
Can the advertising be Sega console name here? Sega Speed. Sonic Speed. Like, can Sonic be part of the advertising in that way, too? Like, go as fast as Sonic with this brand new $500 console that is bigger than everything that we've seen before.
I imagine the trailer is like motion graphics. So it says... so you have like a column of game box arts. And it's just scrolling through them all like a wheel till it lands on one, and then the rest where it says at Sonic speed, and then it just rolls in another one at Sonic speed because they're all 120 frames per second.
You're also going to do an ad where a blur goes by, and like you see it go by again, and you're like, "Oh, it's Sonic." And like, no,
it's anything.
No, it's the Sega console.
I also
the only other thing that goes as fast as Sonic is the Sega console.
Quick sidebar: because our thing is so focused on digital media. Or on physical stuff, can our like advertising campaign like just throw at random moments just the phrase "fuck Google Stadia" just because
we can't. Not everyone, but here's the thing: we can advertise a lot in rural areas because they don't have
internet
access.
Required.
No internet required.
You can't even play online. No, we want people to be able to play online.
Well, we talk about Netflix, so yeah, that should be an option. But the main thing is
no, we meant renting the DVDs.
Oh yeah. Oh, can it come with a Netflix mail-in service, like for free for a year instead of the digital? Like you have to go online and pick. Your DVDs.
I'm pretty sure that still works. The when you like for PS3 and Wii, you had like the Netflix disc that how you launched the application, and apparently that was because they had a deal with Xbox, so they had for the download app. That's how they got away with it. In Brazil, they have that disc thing for PS2. I think even still. Because it was just so popular there. In any case, this thing needs to be all about the power on board. The 120 frames per second The ability of, like, not requiring downloads to make the games be playable at all.
No internet.
But you can play online if you wanted.
No internet is required, though, when you
Right.
put the disc in.
Exactly. So another mandate, too. You're never allowed to patch your game. If you want to make a better version, you sell a better version.
That's what they did back then, though.
I mean, yeah.
Stop rushing out games. You better make sure that shit good.
How many versions of Street Fighter 2 exist?
I don't know, I said that with a southern accent. Maybe all the studios are going to be southern. I don't know.
Exactly.
Make sure that shit good.
Exactly. No patches. It's just because that's how we confirm,
Yeah.
hey, if you want, you need to be doing a fucking amazing job on here because you're only getting one shot.
Oh, we're going to be cutthroat.
Only getting one shot.
I don't care if it's the next Dark Souls.
It better be good.
It better be good. It better be running on 120
If anyone
FPS.
complains on this, we're pointing our finger at you. We need to confirm to our players that there is no day one download required. Unless they wanted to play online. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
if this was a multiplayer thing.
But that is the main focus. We don't care. Like, you don't go to Microsoft for multiplayer with the Game Pass and all that. No. Everything. I mean, here's the thing too. When you buy the game, you get to have it for like. Is there any digital storage at all? Like any online cloud saves, or does everything have to be? Because then, in that case, we have to put in like.
No, because we would still want people to be able to buy games digitally if they want. We don't want to like say, "Hey, fuck you, consumers." We want to say, "Hey, fuck you, publishers." We want to give the consumers options. We don't want to like take options away from them. That's why we're having 8 disc availability in there.
Yeah.
In fact, we could even hire some of the best hackers and software reverse engineers in the world to be like, all right, we're going to be able to make Wii games playable on this, Wii U games, PS2, PS3. I don't understand why PS5 can't play PS3 games because our system can.
But would Sony allow that? That all of a sudden, like...
We just put up a middle finger, be like, we're fucking Sega.
We're fucking Sega.
Come take us to court.
Yeah, Sega's been soft. If I think about it, Sega has been soft. They just sold how many shares? Fuck that. No, we're gonna start saying, fuck you, Microsoft. Fuck. And then, everyone on Twitter, right? All the companies like, congrats PlayStation, congrats Xbox. No. I want Sega to tweet as soon as they drop this console, this is a war. Bring back the console wars.
This is a war.
Like, fuck you, PlayStation. And
that's their opening statement. This is a war. Fuck you, PlayStation. Fuck you, Microsoft. Fuck you, Nintendo. Number 1.
Yeah.
We should have said that first, but fuck you especially. This
they
is
take
a
it
war.
very personally.
Then that's just it. And then bam, there's the console.
Oh, here's another thing. If you send, let's say, this offer that we can make. Now we're getting to that. We've been dipping all over the place with this, but we're just brainstorming here.
Send a video of you destroying your PlayStation.
Close. Send the PlayStation to Sega, and we'll give you like a $200 credit towards. Because then it's also saying fuck GameStop. But we don't want to. Do we want to say? If anything, I feel like we get GameStop involved.
I think our angle here is super pro consumer, super fuck anyone else.
I feel like we could work with GameStop though, because GameStop's all about used stuff.
Yeah, they have used employees.
True. So do we say? So they're just gonna say fuck GameStop too then?
That is true. We do need to be able to sell our shit somewhere.
Yeah.
So
we say fuck all these places. I don't think
we buy them, or we give $200 off of credit for the Sega console if you trade in PlayStation 5, whatever. You know what I mean? We'll tear
PlayStation 5. You can buy. You buy a brand new PlayStation 5. Send it in. And you get $200 off.
That's dumb. Obviously, you wouldn't be doing that, but like you tear it down, the value, just like how a GameStop would do it, right?
But what is Sega going to do with all that? Are we going to reuse?
But here's the thing: I'm just saying right now, they buy the PlayStation 5 in a sense for $200 because whatever our console is $200 cheaper with this exchange. Then Sega sells that used PlayStation 5 to GameStop for $3. GameStop sells that for $4.50.
So that's,
you know
like
what I
the
mean?
Public stuff we're not saying.
Everyone's making money this way.
Okay.
Everyone's making money this way.
You think GameStop would buy a $300, like a PS5 for $300?
But here's the thing: if so, we're a company for Sega. I'm assuming we're Sega. We're not.
We are Sega.
Yeah,
now.
at this point, we're Sega. We make this deal. We're like, hey, this is the value of the system when we sell it to you. And if it has everything, the power cable and all that shit, you know what I mean? I was buying something in GameStop a couple years ago, and this guy was trying to sell his PS4 and he didn't have any of the cables for it. GameStop employee said, no, we need the cables.
Yeah.
The guy was pissed. So, like, I'm assuming that, we have everything in good quality. Like, we sell you this for $300 because this PS5 was $500. Sega can sell, or GameStop can sell it for $450 in their store or whatever. We sold it to them for $300. They're making $150 profit, and we made $100 profit. They're making more profit than us on the whole total exchange.
Assuming they can sell
that can make them feel better about it. Everyone makes money. The customer makes money, in a sense.
And would we have to make it a GameStop exclusive, this console? At least for, like, the first year. Like, would it only be shipped through GameStop? And then, therefore, in the end, we could buy GameStop.
No.
And turn it to Sega Stop.
Another way you could do it is we sell our system everywhere. Walmart, Target, Best Buy, Amazon, whatever. And GameStop. But GameStop makes a little bit more...
No, fuck Amazon. Fuck Google Stadia. Or no, it's Google Stadia. Amazon, but fuck Amazon Luna.
Yeah, but see, their service actually looks like it's probably worth the money.
Fuck them, though.
Fuck them, though. You know what? Brick and mortar only. Unless you buy from the website.
Yes.
Well, regardless, what I'm saying is we sell everywhere, but because we want to dial in on GameStop, we make it so that we make a deal with them so that when they sell our Sega console, their profit share is a little bit more than what we give Walmart, essentially. Yeah. So so it entices them to really push it. And again, like, yeah, they're also now getting a whole bunch of used PS5s and Xboxes and whatever they call all those machines. Like, so yeah, we're also competing with ourselves in a sense.
Yes.
We're literally funding them the thing that we don't want them to
This
sell.
is like when the United States gave, like, arms to, like,
everyone,
Afghanistan, and, like, then they wound up turning into Taliban.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna be we're gonna wind up biting getting kicked in the nuts 10 years from now. Yeah. PlayStation ISIS. Actually, it does sound kind of dope. PlayStation ISIS.
Yeah, ISIS sounds dope. I agree with you.
ISIS dudes, dude. What was I gonna say? Okay, so we're selling it in all the brick and mortar stores. Fuck Amazon.
Fuck places that don't have stores. And yeah, Whole Foods doesn't count.
They bought Whole Foods. I think,
also, we don't know what Nintendo's going to do with their next system. But PlayStation and Xbox are like, yeah, $70 games are a thing. We're going to be like, no, $60.
That actually might work, though.
No, $60.
But how would we fight the publishers? Like, let's say Madden 21 comes out.
We alleviate it by just reducing the margin of money we make off the game.
Okay.
So that they make a little bit more.
We're making most of our money off the console itself.
Exactly. And this thing's gonna be fucking expensive.
How much are we talking? I mean,
I'm talking like $3,000. Like this, like I was talking about the 8 disc players in a car. We're talking about buying a used car at this point.
Well, what's the difference rate between
I'm kidding.
The PS5 disc and PS5 digital again? It's
$100 difference.
So if we put 8 disc trays in,
so it's $800, $1,400 system.
Oh man. So yeah, I think we have to rely a lot on selling the console and less the games if we're sticking with $60.
I mean, we can make controllers. The controllers are all $70 now, regardless of wherever you go.
Make them $60.
Oh, if we're always going to be undercutting the price on everything but the machine itself, I think that's wise. Because we could put like, okay, yeah, so our system is $800. But if you buy a bunch of games with us, you net even with the other guys.
Yeah.
But it requires you to buy a bunch of games.
But no, here's the thing: if it plays all old PS2, you already have some. That's part of the selling point, though. Too is like, yeah, you pay more, but you already have all the games. You want to play Pokemon Snap on here? Fuck yeah, you can.
I don't know how.
I don't know how it works. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out later. We'll figure it out later.
Just imagining this machine now just having different slots on it, and you can put whatever into it. It has not MP3, USB in there. It has cartridges for like N64.
It has Memory Stick Pro Duo, so you can put your downloaded PSP games on there.
It has slots for the memory cards for PS1. So if you still that right there, somehow, some way we figure it out where you get all your old save data that you never thought you would ever touch again because your PlayStation 1 broke, but you sold the memory card. plug that shit in our console, it works.
You know what? You know what I've always wanted. We committed to discs, so I'm not retracting that. But cartridges are potentially making a comeback because the read speeds are faster than on a disc, and the storage is. I mean, Switch cartridges are up to 64 gigabytes now. So, storage was the reason people went with disc on consoles in the past. Yeah. So if cartridges make a comeback, I'm like, all these cartridges are cards, right? They're a flat thing with pins on one side to stick in the reader. Let's make this more three-dimensional. I've always thought, what would be a really cool type of cartridge? Fucking pyramid. That has pins all over it. You just could chunk it down. So I'm not saying we need to replace the discs, but I'd like to have this mystery expansion slot that just takes these pyramids. And we don't know what we're going to make them for.
It could be like DLC or something. You buy the DLC for Sonic Unleashed. We dropped DLC for Sonic Unleashed 10 years after the fact, or whatever, how long it's been. But it's a goddamn pyramid.
Exactly. All add-ons must be available physically. Your Call of Duty Season Pass must be available physically. You can still buy it digitally, but Activision must make a physical version, and it must be a pyramid.
How are we gonna make them do that? Can Sega buy Activision?
Why not? What the fuck cares?
This is a big investment. Go big or go home. We could say, Sega, hey, just buy all these companies. Yeah, they're really expensive. We might go bankrupt, but we just gotta bank on making the best console of all time.
We need to literally shoot for the moon and lose money on everything else to kind of break even.
But think of the legacy. When people hundreds of years from now be like, that is when gaming changed. It wasn't the PS5.
It's true.
It wasn't the Xbox Series S and X. It was the Sega, whatever we're calling this.
Right.
Sega New Horizon.
I'm reading your hat now. We're going to call it the Sega Axe Head.
Oh my, yeah. Montana store. Random store in Montana.
But you joke about that. But to be quite honest, that was kind of what Sega did with their last two consoles. It was we just really need to sell this machine, and we can kind of break even because we're losing money on everything else.
That's what I'm saying. Let's just buy. We looked up the one time we were talking about Sega possibly being bought. Wasn't it $6 billion? Buy Activision. Let's just do it. Make your net worth higher. Yeah, it's all liquid money. I don't know. I'm not a finance guy, but I'm sure you can make it work.
Money's not even real.
Yeah. Lay off people.
Jesus.
Lay off your entire staff.
Oh my god.
And then just take all these, what do you want to call them? Production.
All right, so we have the features basically set. It's just an extremely powerful machine that is just so enticing because it's fucking awesome. And it has this reliance on physical media, no downloads at all required.
Because people hate that when you even with the new PlayStation, you still have to wait for the game to download. It's right out of the box. If you want to grab Spyro on PS2 or whatever, you put that disc in. Boom, ready to go, ready to play.
So I got my PS5 today, at 5:30 p.m., which was annoying, and the controller needed an update. The included game, Astro's Playroom, that was included on the SSD, needed an update.
What if your internet was out? You were fucked.
I mean, I could play the game, but it wouldn't be updated. But that's the thing, I would still feel like I'm being cheated because I didn't have the correct version of the controller. What do they need to update in the controller? What do they need to update in there? The light?
Fuck drivers. We don't need those.
Exactly. The thing's not going to work in 2 years. Because I need to update it again. So we have all that stuff down. There's really, consumer friendly of no, fuck them. Our games are cheaper. Our controller's cheaper. Yeah, the machine might be $800. We haven't decided that yet. So, if we're not going to go into how much teraflops does it have, because that's boring.
No one
cares.
Got
more than the other guys, and it feels awesome.
How loud is this thing going to be? I imagine if
no fans. That's where we save our money.
Or it's one of those, in those military planes where there's no propellers or whatever. It's a circle, and the wind is spinning in it. And what is? I don't know if
it's a called. Dyson Airblade.
Yeah,
that's what you want.
The whole thing is that. So don't put any pets or kids nearby because they might cut their hand off.
Jesus. So we talked about the machine itself. Are we doing anything crazy with the controller?
That's the thing. I didn't expect PlayStation to come out with being like, that's... I've seen a lot of people say, like, yeah, the PlayStation controller, the PS5 Dual Sense. Has changed the game, they say, right? If this is compared to, like, Switch, and stuff that has their own... Nintendo always does its own, like, gimmick, almost, in the controllers. I don't know if we need something like that specifically when our main selling point is... You can put any physical media, pretty much, into this thing, and it works.
Any controller.
Oh,
we're already letting you play your fucking Klonoa 2 on PS2 on the Sega machine.
You got a DualShock 2 laying around?
Exactly.
Plug that shit in. That shit in.
And so here,
no Bluetooth
included in the box.
No Bluetooth.
So like on the front of the machine will be like an array of USB slots, right?
My God.
And included in the box is an adapter that plugs in that has all of the the controller ports. So we don't have to keep the machine looking ugly. So you can take that out when you're not done, when you're done playing the game. But you can use anything. Even you want to use stupid PS5 controller, sure, whatever. We stole their drivers.
Oh my God. This is... So we're getting away with, like, probably... I don't know if there's some law against this, but it does seem illegal. But fuck them.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, companies like Analog and Hyper can make these retro consoles that have the ports to use the original controllers. Honestly, I mean... and they sell them, you know what I mean? So it is, I don't know, I guess it's actually something that is probably more legal than the idea of, like, you can put a PS3 game in there and Sony doesn't know about it.
Doesn't know how it works. So that would include the, like, a Joy-Con though, right?
Yeah.
But how would they...
Bluetooth. We just know. We
have to put a Bluetooth adapter in there. Okay.
We just know. But, yeah, so we do that. So then but our standard controller is going to be a standard controller. But maybe we can sell like a motion controller or something, you know what I mean, that some games can take advantage of. But like our regular controller is kind of like what Xbox is doing, where it's just their last controller with a new button. And like the D-pad's nicer than their last one.
Or what's those like knockoff Walmart brand ones?
Mad Catz.
We have them come in and design a controller for us. And they're like, that's like, hey, we support third-party sellers. We're supporting small business. We're not even making our own controller. We're giving it to everyone else. Because this console's about everyone.
We have no controller.
We have no controller.
Every single console that we have in a box has a different grimy Mad Catz controller in there.
You never know which one you're getting.
No, you could do a thing where it's like, hey, Mad Caps. Who even makes third-party controllers these days? I don't even know.
Who knows?
Hori makes Switch accessories.
Okay.
And I think actually your regular controller kind of layout that you bought for your Switch, I think that might be a Hori one.
There's like it was some, I don't remember what brand it is, but like a GameStop, they advertised it.
Yeah. But whatever. Okay, so we're bringing them back. I mean, most of them died because they were like the companies that were making like the Guitar Hero controllers, and then when that's died, they died too. But
I was just saying we can just put a guitar in there.
I mean, hey, you could play Guitar Hero on there.
Yeah.
Play them all. In fact, it comes with it. Oh. No, I'm kidding.
Guitar Hero 3 World Tour.
Exactly. So our controller's plain, but we support, the third parties. Like, that's where we're going to. So we're helping GameStop, and we're helping the dying businesses while saying fuck you to the successful ones.
Oh my God. That's the thing where that goes to physical media too. Is everyone's saying physical media is dying? We're like, we're not going to let that fucking happen.
Like, fuck you guys.
Yeah. So when the world ends, when the cloud servers disappear, guess who's going to be found in the dumpsters? Us. All right.
Exactly.
And then when the aliens come here, they'll be like, wow, these humans are so advanced. Sega must have been a god.
And just like how every game that's available on Switch, PS5, and Xbox Series X needs to have a digital version of the game, every version on the Sega console needs to have a physical version.
Yes.
If you want to put Bug Snacks on here, make a fucking disc with it.
Or fuck you.
Or fuck you.
Okay.
Or fuck you.
You can buy it digitally though, right on there.
Yeah, you can. But what we're saying is that if you want to put Bug Snacks on our machine, you need to have a physical option available.
Is that going to be too? I feel like a lot of developers would be like,
we need to really charm these fuckers into buying into our system idea. Like we're like.
They're also losing money if like they already have had physical units sold 5 years ago. Like remasters will be like dead because we're gonna be like.
See, now my first thought is okay. You ID every disc so that once it's redeemed to a system, but then that fucks over the idea of we just say no, fuck you, make a new game.
Wow, that is interesting. You make it good, 120 FPS. Remember.
120 FPS.
Oh
no.
There's gonna be like no games on this console. Is this gonna? But who cares, right? Who cares? Like, yes, we'll have like a couple two games that come out right when the game or right when the console launches. But we only need to drop maybe 1 or 2 games a year because the whole idea is play your PS2 games on here.
Exactly.
Play your 9 Inch
Play
Nails
your PlayStation
albums.
5 games on here.
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
We can make it work.
Go buy Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Now, don't even buy their console and buy our more expensive console that will never age.
Exactly.
I don't know how we'll do it, but we'll make sure it's future-proof. We'll have 4K capabilities, I'm assuming.
40K.
40K?
Like, 40K.
It just makes the resolution... It's so blurry.
Exactly. We just have tech where we just take 1 pixel and slice it into 10 so we get to 40K.
Can there be an option, by the way, to add more disk drives?
So, on the side of the machine is a panel that you could slide off. And it's just all these exposed, like not motherboard shit, but like one giant port. Okay. Essentially, like a controller port or a USB, but the entire side of the console, after you slide out this panel, is a port. Right? We sell a disk expansion thing and just could chunk straight into the side.
Could we even... So, can there be a way? Because, like, the Switch has, when me and you could both play the Switch in the same room and play Mario Kart versus one another. Can a friend bring over their the new Sega console, and somehow plug it in, and then it's like double the power, and you can play co-op, couch co-op that way? And
how you do it? Both sides of the console have panels that slide off. One is the take, one is the give. And you just connect them that way physically.
We just make a one female console, one male, so you don't know what you're going to get. It's like a baby. You don't know.
Now, someone renamed the male and female for like chords and stuff, and it sounded better. So that's what I was trying to think of, but I couldn't. That's why I said give and take. But
I just like the idea of like there being a way to make you can only match. You can't go like to the other way. You just can't make them connect if you have 2
other options, because this port's so fucking big it must be powerful on the sides of these machines. We're going to sell a portable TV, a portable speaker monitor system that you could chunk to the side. So, you only got 1 TV at your place. I bring over my Sega. I could chunk into yours, whoop, on my side, and then I have my screen.
And then also eliminates screen cheating. You know what I mean? You can just have one person in one room and the other one in the other room with their pop-up screen.
Exactly.
Also, if we're making it kind of portable too, if you're going to let's say a birthday party and it's outside, and you don't have a TV outside, well, if it has a pop-up screen add-on that you could buy, you can just play,
and it's 3D.
You can bring it to the party there and put it on a picnic table, and it just can have a battery that lasts a couple hours.
Here's the other thing. So that pop-up, I imagine it's kind of like a laptop flip open kind of screen.
The old DVD players.
Exactly. Maybe it can swivel too. Other side, we have one that's not a screen, it's a solar panel.
Dude, this is so good. Holy shit.
Now, we'll sell it for $120.
That's cheap for a solar panel, I think.
This isn't going to be a good solar panel.
It's not going to be a good one.
This is going to be able to...
10% of the energy is going to be from the solar panel, if that. But hey, we'll just be like every other mega corporation and say environmentally friendly in big air quotes, and like only 10% of the material is recycled goods. So we'll be advertising this. Oh, dude, you can get this solar panel with it, and you save the fucking planet by consuming energy.
You're consuming less energy if you have your thing by a window.
Yeah, there's a glare, but like, hey,
whatever, man. Yeah, so we really focus on having these accessories that are so groundbreaking, and we sell them for so fucking expensive. But that's how we're making all of our money.
We need to get rich people. We need like a couple rich people.
Like all of these fucking console makers now, besides maybe Nintendo, I guess, but definitely Microsoft and most likely Sony, they are focusing their brunt of their profits off game sales on their systems. Game Pass, obviously, number one. Nintendo makes a shit ton of money off their actual hardware. They don't give a shit if games that aren't Mario sell. We need to be, though, it's the accessories that get us, like, I want headsets that expire after a year.
Oh, how would you make them expire? I guess if you make them cheaply, they just would naturally break. Right.
It's just like, I mean, hey, PS5 came out today. I was checking things out on my PS4 before it came, and it was acting real funny today. Weird. The day that I buy the new thing, so I don't know. People say that about iPhones all the time. We do that with the headset.
Well, didn't they get caught for actually doing that?
Apple did eventually, yeah.
Yeah. They say the same thing about cars now, is that they purposely make cars cheaper made so that you buy another one in 3 years, or you trade it in.
Yeah. It's also how they save money. But,
so this thing's gonna have all these gadgets and different ports and stuff.
And we're not talking stupid shit. There's not gonna be a blender here or anything like that. It's not like a sport. We're talking about actual things gamers want. Solar panels and 3D TVs attached to the side of
the only machines. Goofy thing I can think of, like an appliance, would be like a toaster. Because I've always wanted a toaster that is in my like PC. That like I don't have to get up. I have my loaf of bread there. I can just slide.
You're just gonna get crumbs all in the damn thing.
The tray.
Okay. So it's not gonna catch the thing stuck to the sides.
Well, whatever. That was just an idea.
Games. We talked enough about the controllers, the hardware, and its features.
We mentioned the 2 games that are come out.
Sonic Battle Royale. Our Sonic Battle Royale is going to be included for free, obviously.
But you only can play it on there.
Well, obviously, it's not going anywhere else.
Okay. So there's going to be no players.
Wait, what do you mean?
Okay, hold up. It's free on the Sega console, but you can get it on other consoles, but you have to pay for it.
I see what you're saying. We need an install base before we let people play.
Because you can't have a Battle Royale that no one's playing.
It's fair, and that's how lots of Battle Royale dies. All right, so this is the
$5 everywhere else, but you get it free at
the last Sega game ever published on other machines will be this game, and it's $5. It's a parting gift, $5 freebie Battle Royale. You know what I mean? We're not gonna like update it because we just want people in the door because we want an install base, free and included with the Sega machine. We already talked about all the Sonic games now are going to get 40K remasters at 120 frames per second.
Lord.
But yeah, again, like every game must be 120 frames per second. So we need to really focus on what games would look good at 120 frames per second. Racing games. Sega can make another
Team
Outrun.
Sonic Racing. Boom, easy.
The
teeniest. Sonic Team Racing, whatever.
Whatever it's fucking called. Sonic Kart 8 Deluxe.
Sonic Kart 8 Deluxe.
Super Sonic Party.
You want fight? Is there any fighting games?
They used to make Virtua Fighter, so we can bring that back.
Bring that back. Reboot.
I want ports of Soul Calibur and Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, but again, 120 frames per second. If you think about it for a fighting game, you would want that.
Yeah.
You would
I need
want
to see
that.
them frames.
Exactly. We already have a Battle Royale, but it's not a shooter. So we need a shooter. And what is the best?
CSGO, 120 because that's easy. That is actually easy to do.
I mean, yeah. I was going to say...
Based on
I was going to start my joke, say what's the best shooter of all time, and have it be Halo Reach for you.
Oh, Halo Reach, of course. I love Halo Reach. Never played it, but
games
I know
like Apex and Warzone, and even just like, again, all of the old CODs. Okay, so we need to make a distinction now. games made for our system are 120 frames per second. We're not saying we're going to make a PS3 game 120 frames per second.
No. We'll try our best.
Yeah.
But no guarantees.
But we're going to
That's what it says on the box. We'll try our best, but no guarantees.
We're going to work with Activision and make it exclusive for our system for COD bundles. Because there's enough Call of Duty fucking games.
You can do a bundle.
That you can put, like, 4 games on a bundle and make 4 of them. I guarantee there's at least 16 Call of Duties, right?
Yeah.
So if it's, like, Call of Duty 1, 2, 3, and 4... Then Call of Duty, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, and I guess Modern Warfare 3. You know what I mean? You do them in order like that. With all their multiplayers, although I guess multiplayer start with 4, so only one of them gets it. Exclusive to our machines, these bundles, and they all are at 120 frames per second.
And the bundle is like $100.
I honest to God, that would kind of be worth it. If they did that today, be like, hey, these are 4 games super remastered, 120 frames per second.
Super remastered. Can we call all our games too that super remastered, even the ones that are brand new? Just like, yeah, here's a new Soul Calibur game, but it says super remastered on it. Soul Calibur super remastered 8. Which one is it? 8?
They're on 6. Yeah, they're on 6.
Well, we're going to 8.
We're going to 8. The other guys can have 7.
That'd be hilarious.
That's what you do. Even if it is the same game, we want our version called 8. You pick another number.
Because it's super remastered.
Super remastered.
Everyone else runs at 60. We run at 120, baby.
Exactly. And yeah, it's a variable resolution. Maybe it goes down to like 300p. But, it's 120 frames per second.
It works. That's what you wanted.
Exactly.
That's what you're buying this $900 console for.
So...
And I feel like I said, 1 to 2 games that are actually the Sega games a year.
Yeah.
For the exclusives.
And to be honest, like, for a fledgling for a company of Sega's size at its moment, that's kind of tough to even do. But
we're going to be raking in so much cash once it drops.
Exactly. I mean, okay, so like new Persona game, all the fucking kids love Persona. Persona 6, only on this machine.
120 FPS.
Not that matters, but for that, you have a turn-based RPG.
Super remaster. Persona's 6, super remaster.
Exactly.
It's not even like I said, it's not a remaster. That's just like the subtitle for every game now. Sonic Unleashed, super remaster.
We go to Disney. Go to EA. We're like, what's the one game that everyone requests that is a Disney property, and it was an EA published... Or, no, was it EA? Well, EA owns BioWare, sorry. Knights of the Old Republic 3.
Oh.
Exclusive to our machine.
120 FPS.
128 frames per second. We go all the way up to wee old London, where I think that's where they're from. Rockstar North.
Okay,
Grand Theft Auto 6. Super remastered. 120 frames per second.
It's usually a location. Just says...
No, I'm not saying the...
Grand Theft Auto 6 Super Remastered. Where does it take place?
Grand Theft Auto 6.
Bro.
Duh. It's fucking stupid.
I would love that so much.
We're not going to have Red Dead Redemption 3.
No one wants
We're going to go back to Red Dead Revolver and make Red Dead Revolver 3, even though there's
Super
not
remastered.
a 2. Super remastered.
Yeah.
120 FPS.
120 FPS. 120 frames per second.
Even though every single game will support 120 frames per second, besides obviously stuff that we say, oh yeah, your PS3 games work on here, obviously, our box art is still going to have, in the top right corner of it, 120 frames per second, as if it's like a bonus thing that this thing can do. No, every single one is going to have that. 120 FPS.
Yeah.
You better fucking buy a TV that can use this. In fact, we're not even going to work on a TV.
This is really catered to rich, nostalgic gamers, which is such a niche thing. But if we can milk them cows...
Our launch game is going to be Firefest Simulation.
Firefest.
Speaking of super rich people that burn money.
Firefest Simulator. Super remaster. Okay, so I think we got all our games, we got our accessories, we got our controller. I think we do need to put a price point on this. This is a lot of things. I think it's going to be over $1,000. But people are willing to buy things over $1,000 because we saw VR and stuff. It's niche, but people still buy it.
Yeah. Is it pronounced niche or niche? I've heard literally smart people say it either way.
Both. I mean, we're not smart.
It's like GIF and GIF, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's how we do it. It's going to be like the PlayStation 5 showcase, the first one that's like all the fucking hype, and then they show the design. And let's pretend that they also showed the date and the price and that. You know what I mean? Let's pretend that they did that. We do the same thing where it's obviously our new games, all the fucking features, all this. We hype them the fuck up. And after every single game that's shown, Mass Effect 4, super remastered, 120 frames per second, right?
Yeah.
We say that after every one, and it pops up big on the screen. 120 frames per second, super remastered, right?
And it's like, this is a 20-minute video, by the way.
And
like every game, it's going to be so repetitious.
Exactly.
You're like, okay, I get it.
Exactly. But like, no, we want it to feel so like every single time you see fucking super remastered on the screen, it like activates the lizard brain. It's like, yes, I love this, right?
Yeah.
So when we finally get to the price, it's like $1,000, super remastered, 120 frames per second. People are like, yeah!
Yeah, people are just...
They're just getting up and clapping and shit.
Holy shit. And we can get the Apple people to come up and dance on stage.
What?
When that one Apple celebration, where they're all like getting real hyped up on stage. That one, that meme.
Dude, that's Microsoft.
Whatever.
That was Windows like 98.
Whatever, dude. Those fucking nerds. We want to get them back.
It's literally Bill Gates up there.
Whatever.
We hire them. We hire Microsoft CEO to come up. Well, he's not the CEO anymore. But you know what I mean. We hire Bill Gates to...
Yeah. But yeah, we do that. We're doing this all in one day, too, right? Because that's even more hype. It's like, you can get it right fucking now. Order it right now on our website. Or go to Target right now and demand it. It won't be there, but it'll be there soon.
Right.
We're literally putting them in delivery trucks.
So we're doing the it's available now on our reveal.
Yeah.
They did that with the Sega Saturn and that pissed retailers off. So I don't know if we want to retread that ground. But we're trying to make friends with these retailers.
So, okay,
but we're
Christmas,
in the loop
Christmas Day. We're
in the loop with GameStop already, though. So GameStop would know, and they would prep them. Yeah, okay, maybe...
GameStop first. It's out on GameStop first. You want it now? Get it at GameStop first. Or if not, a month from now. Because GameStop has nothing else to do.
So what we do...
They're good.
To appease both like GameStop and then also the Walmarts and Targets, GameStop has it's available now, rush to the store. Walmart and all of them, they get the pre-orders. You can't pre-order the GameStop, but you get the experience.
You have to go in and get...
Exactly.
Okay.
But Walmart and all of them will let them pre-order. And you know what? Maybe we'll be like, hey, GameStop's not making as much money, even though GameStop is. We'll lie, to Target and all and be like, GameStop's making shit off this. But you guys are like, don't worry, man. You're going to get even more money than they're making right now. We lie to them. We lie to everyone.
Because fuck them.
Fuck them. Except the customer. And as soon as we launch this system, we're laying off all of our employees because fuck them too. They're not customers. No, I'm kidding.
This is like so dystopian. Holy shit! An analog system an analog system in 2020, but yet we lay off everybody. That is so dystopian.
Wait, we're not doing HDMI. We're doing.
I'm just thinking of I'm saying this like something that has so many ports and stuff. But yeah, basically, GameStop exclusive for like a week or something, and then you can do online pre-orders. But like, it goes back to the physical thing. Get in your car right now and get to GameStop.
Now so Nintendo has Nintendo Switch Online is $20 a year. Microsoft and PlayStation have their things, they're $60 a year. We need a subscription service too. But it's not going to be for free games. It's not going to be for... So we're going to let people play online for free. We're not going to be jerks. Because we don't really give a shit about it.
We don't hate the customers.
Exactly. We don't hate the customers. We hate the publishers.
We hate
the people that actually make us successful. We have ours, and in conjunction with GameStop, it's basically just the Power Up Rewards, but we just call it something else.
The Power...
It's the Sega Super Remastered
Rewards program. Holy shit!
And we don't say anything like it's basically just like GameStop's Power Up. No, we don't say that. But when we list off the stuff, it's the same things GameStop says in the exact order.
We're basically telling Sega to be a parasite and like infiltrate GameStop and then just make GameStop your because eventually then later on the plan is obviously to make GameStop's just going to be only selling Sega, whatever we're calling this console. I think it has to be Sega Supercharger.
Supercharger? Or do we just want to call it Sega Super Remastered 120 frames per second?
Charger. I think it needs like what...
So it needs... we can call it Sega Supercharger.
I like Supercharger. That's catchy. Dude, you got the Sega Supercharger?
It's fucking lame.
SSG, dude.
SSG. No, I bought an ump. What was I going to say? Yeah, so... we have one free launch game that's like all the rage on the other systems already, so you can join them, but they had to pay for it, and you're not paying for this game. You're paying $1,000 for this machine. But our version runs at 120 frames per second, and it's super remastered.
And you get an edge. You get an edge in the game.
You get an edge. Fuck them, right?
Fuck them.
Like, yeah, we're not saying fuck you to our customers, but if they don't want to buy our system...
it's on them.
Fuck those customers, you know what I mean?
You're either with us... or against us.
Exactly. Again, our initial opening statement is, this is a war now.
This is a war now. Is that in the presentation too?
Yes.
Just like, in the very first part of like the introduction video, it has like a poorly done like, so it's like stock footage of a dude getting like executed, but they just put the PlayStation logo over the guy who gets shot, and then it's Sega with the gun.
I want every single like Sega social media account, including like the Sonic the Hedgehog one, to be military themed.
Oh my god, that's yeah. Or like Sonic the Hedgehog will tweet like it'll be a poll and it'll be like, should we put the PlayStation CEO in the gulag? Yes or no? Just like shit like that. Just like real fucked up. Just like direct threats.
Not enough Benghazis to get rid of PlayStation.
Oh my god. We hope Obama wins a third term so we can drone strike PlayStation Studios.
So
fucked up.
We have our subscription service, which is just the GameStop power-ups. But, like, joking aside, we could do a subscription thing where it's, like, all predicated on all those used games. You know what I mean? Where it's like, hey, you can buy, like, all these PS2 discs are coming back into circulation. All this everything. We do stuff like that. So we have an alternate revenue service, right?
Yes.
Which is literally just GameStop.
Which they didn't sign up for, but we're making them do it anyways, because they'll do anything for money.
That's true. Including making their employees TikTok dance.
Yeah.
So that they can work.
We could buy all their shares. All of them.
We could just own them.
That's what I'm saying. We just buy GameStop, but not make it public. Game
Informer will be like what Nintendo Power used to be, where it's just like a propaganda.
Sega Informer? We're calling it Sega Informer now.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
and it is all propaganda. The cover is always like Sonic the Hedgehog or something like. Oh, Sonic does it again. Like honestly, a new game didn't come out. So he did it again.
What's he gonna say? It's not like a weird dystopian thing for like a console manufacturer to have their own magazine, because that's what Nintendo Power was. Nintendo made that magazine, so it was like obviously propaganda for like everything is great because
marketing,
yeah, it was. And, like, people have looked into it, and it was probably the most subscribed to magazine in the 80s, was wow. Nintendo Power. Now it's going to be Sega Informer.
Sega Informer.
I mean, fuck. Game, Sega, they're close in name anyway.
Yeah.
So now, we're a Sega brand, and we are saying, fuck you to all the other platforms. Our last game is Sonic Battle Royale. We have a history, though, with other consoles and other games. And obviously, we're letting anyone play any fucking game in existence. It could be a fucking Windows 3.0, DOS, MSX, whatever you want, right? Anything runs on this machine. Obviously, that would include our own games. What we can do is another freebie, whether it just be installed on the machine or a disc that has every single Sega game that ever came out before this machine. Not at 120 frames per second. We'll call them retro. I'm trying to like...
Just call them retro. Say that they're old even though it's brand new shit.
No. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess...
If you buy Marvel Spider-Man on PS5 and you put it in our system, we still call that retro. Still retro.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it ain't running at 120.
Exactly. I mean, that's what the future is.
We changed the definition of retro. It's like whether or not the game runs at 120 FPS.
How old are you? I'm only 60 frames per second. Oh, you're retro.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we include that. So, like, as another freebie, like, yeah, okay, this machine is... If for some reason this awesome hype trailer didn't sell you on buying a $1,000 machine from the company that had only one successful console out of, like, the 10 they made.
Yeah.
Here is an enticement. Every single Sega game that's ever been made up until now is included.
With the
For free.
With the program there, the rewards program.
Okay. That's what we'll do. It's a part of that.
It's $15 a year. And you get
works.
all the Sega games.
That works. Basically, it's much better than the Nintendo one.
Yeah. And you get Sega Informer. And you get 10% off at GameStop or Sega Stop.
we bought GameStop. We just didn't, but we're gonna sell it on the other stores. So that's the thing. Year 2 of this, GameStop's looking real rough. We've been fucking draining the blood out of them.
Turned into like how to
destroy GameStop.
How to just destroy the game industry and become a monopoly.
GameStop's looking real rough in 2 years.
Yeah,
but they've been in bed with us for like since the dawn of time. They don't even remember before 2 years prior, right? And so obviously,
thank God for our new training that we like slid under the table for and be like, hey, look, you should definitely train. Like, it works at our place, and it's just all like Sega is the best. So do not sell any Sony products to any customers. Like, if a customer comes up to the like,
no, but you want to buy the Sega Supercharger.
It's gonna last longer.
It's gonna last long. They're plugged into a wall. What do you mean it's gonna last longer? Just trust me, it's gonna last longer.
Trust me.
It's supercharged.
Not biased.
There's a port just to put 5-hour energy bottles in. Last forever.
Oh shit.
We buy them. We buy GameStop after 2 years. So now they're Sega Stop.
I love that so much. It sounds so cool.
But now it kind of looks like it's a command, Sega Stop. So maybe we need, because then that's just
Sega
easy.
Place. Sega Shop.
Sega Shop, Sega Stores, or we just call it Sega.
Buy the Sega Supercharger at the Sega Store Shop.
You know, instead, we already called it Sega Informer. Yeah, okay, yeah, we don't want to take over their brand, because they have a culture at GameStop, right? They have a history.
A culture.
They have pride in what they have. They have the washed out TVs playing the same ads about fucking Skyrim,
Star Wars Battlefront.
Exactly. They have a history, they have culture, they deserve respect, and their name means something. So we're going to rename the store to GameStop Super Remaster.
Oh, that's even better than Sega Stop. Or Sega Store.
Because at this point,
GameStop Super Remastered.
At this point, Super Remastered is synonymous with the Sega Supercharger.
It means good.
It means fucking super.
It means
remastered.
Awesome. Yes.
So we just call it GameStop Super Remastered. Boom. Done.
And then we start maybe convincing Target.
Like, hey, bro, do you really need to sell pet food? What if you only sold Sega consoles?
Sega products. But then we start saying the console could be the foundation for a Sega resurgence. And it doesn't have to just be video games at that point. Eventually we could sell food. We could sell cars. We could sell... Fuck it. We can go to fucking space. I don't care.
We're going in.
This is where it starts, with this console.
I love that we have two different directions with our control the world. Yours is become Walmart. Like the dystopian Walmart in movies like WALL-E and shit.
Yeah.
Mine is simply, if we buy all the retailers, Sony and Microsoft can't sell machines anywhere.
Except online.
So we fucking kill the
But we buy all the TSPs. So like they can't deliver these consoles if you buy them, and then people get pissed and they cancel their orders.
We buy Intel. We buy anyone that ever makes chips anywhere.
I thought you meant like
potato chips. Again, we have it the food aisle because Target is turned into Target Super Remaster, the food store that sells Sega consoles.
Yeah,
and clothes because I guess you need those too.
Yeah, but it's all Sega merch.
Exactly. It's fucking like the most cringe-ass like Sonic shit posts on hoodies and shit.
I just imagine it's like Wayland and Alien where like people are wearing the big W. It's just Sega. People are just, it's like cool. It's like the new Gucci. Like if you ain't wearing Sega, get out of here.
Sega. You walk into a store and instead of the chime bell, it's Sega.
Oh, dude, the goddamn employees are gonna lose their minds.
You have the registers right by the entrance.
It's like it's still a grocery store, right? So there's like hundreds of people
Right.
going in an hour
For necessities, not just to talk about Shenmue 4.
Yeah.
That's right.
It repeats.
It doesn't cut it off. It just lets one play, so you can have stacks of it.
Set, Sega.
Ga, 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 ga.
And then sometimes it breaks and it just goes ga.
Then we have the Super Sega store. It's like a Super Walmart or
Okay.
a big Kmart, right?
Okay.
Or a Sam's Club.
And then you have to buy the membership card to get in there, right?
Exactly. And they have their own form of Sega Informer that's about like the food and shit we sell. Because fuck it. But that's the thing, is you only get it if you're a member of it, so like it's a freebie, but we make a thing like, oh, but it's so much value, you get this fucking 30-page booklet every time you walk in.
It's so bad for the environment, but we say fuck the environment.
Are they a customer? No.
Animals don't give a fuck.
When do we buy Twitter?
When do we we make our own social media that's part of the console. Part of the online service. The free online service is you can make an account for our new social media.
We make Miiverse again.
Yes.
You remember
Miiverse.
the thing that you got me banned from within 3 months of me owning a Wii U?
Yes. We do it for that, but this is fucked up. It's open speech. You can say whatever the fuck you want.
Jesus. I was going to argue, we're destroying the world, business, monopoly, everything, but the one good thing we do is we, like, actually control our social media, so we get rid of racists and shit.
We want to get most rich people are all about free markets. So we gotta be free market. So we're gonna be like, you can say whatever the fuck you want on the social media. You will not get banned for nothing.
For shit.
Be openly racist, whatever you want to do. But as long as you're buying, bro. As long
as you're buying. Here's what you do. If
this council's got,
I'm trying to think of a way so that so open mic, open speech, right? Open anything, including voice chat. Like we have a Twitter that's just an open lobby of people talking. I don't know how that works, but we do it, right? We just fucking do it.
It's like having a Discord call with 50 people. It's just gonna be you won't hear anything.
Listen for the specific tone. It's like a whole bunch of different Morse codes going off at once.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a bunch of... It'll just break your ears. That's hilarious, but I love it.
But we do it. We do something like, maybe even it's just small lobbies, but like you can create a room and we're not limiting the number of rooms that are available at a time, right? Anyone can hop in. Too. You can't lock it all, We do that. And if you want to be a racist asshole, be my guest. But
be my guest.
if you do, you're committing to buying a new console because we're locking your console.
Oh, we just lock your console if you beat...
Or you know what? No, actually, because that's pretty hard to enforce. We lock your console up. You have to pay to unlock it. Because you were racist.
So we'll say we're trying to fight racism, but you're allowed.
But you're allowed to be racist.
Yeah.
But instead, we're not fighting it. We're just making money off racism.
And rich people will be like, whatever, $10 in my credit card. Sure.
I'll say the N-word as many times as I want. $50, that's a steal.
Yeah, it's like an all-day pass.
Oh my god. That's so fucked. Your Costco membership card allows you to say the N-word in our stores.
That is so...
Oh my god.
Sega is what's you're gonna have to do.
This definitely is a console only for rich people at this point.
But that's what I'm saying, we gotta just get the whales, and that's how you're gonna do it.
So... We call this the Sega Supercharger. What year is this available in? Is this next year?
This year.
We were already working on it.
This has been worked on.
We've been working on it since 2001. we never stopped.
That's why it has all the old tech in there. Because they just went in the... Once the Sony was throwing away their old PS2s, we went in the dumpsters. We went and took those pieces.
Exactly. Well, this has been a very fun episode.
We went from... Well, it would be really cool if Sega made a new console did like world domination.
This was definitely a lot more fun than trying to figure out what would be the price range that they could afford and the power. Fuck all that. Super remastered. 120 frames per second. Yeah. I had a lot of fun with this. What have you been playing, watching, or listening to?
So I've been playing the one I've been playing the most. The game I've been playing the most is Destroy All Humans, the remake.
I would say I
It's
call
a
that
remake.
a graphical remake.
It isn't, though. I played the first game a long time ago, whenever that came out. Played Trail Humans 2 as well.
Okay, so is it like a...
So I will say this game, like, there's a couple features they added that were either I don't remember, but I feel like I would have remembered it. Like, there's an option where you can, if you hold down, once you upgrade it completely, you hold down O, and you basically are skateboarding. Like you float, but it isn't your jetpack. It's like on your feet. And I don't remember that ever being in the first game at all. But it starts off as a burst. If you press O or circle. You burst. You burst forward. But then if you upgrade it completely, if you hold it down, you're just constantly skateboarding, and it lets you travel really quick. So like something like that, I'm like, I don't remember that being in the first game. So they definitely added stuff like that. It definitely has graphics updated and whatnot.
Yeah.
At first, the voice lines, because I know they used like the same audio from the first game, the voice lines were rough at first, but then once you're in the game itself, it sounds so much better. I don't know what they did, but like in cutscenes, it just doesn't sound as good.
Really?
But in the game itself, it sounds like it did back in.
What a way to avoid having to pay any of those people to re-record lines. Is just we just own the audio.
Yeah, but all the missions for the most part I remembered. I don't really remember the couple bosses. I think they added bosses potentially. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and like look because it has been a while. But for the most part, the storyline has stayed the same. You know, you're trying to Crypto 136 crashed on Earth, and we have to go find out what happened.
Yeah,
and that's pretty much it. Then it turns into like we need to fight the United States Army, and we need to infiltrate the presidency and all that. And the humor is still goofy and fun, like I remembered. Mm-hmm. It's definitely older though. Like I don't think there's any jokes in there that wouldn't fly today. I just think it's a little campy at moments, but still fun. I'm now picking up on a lot of like social and political commentary that I didn't pick up on when I was younger playing it.
Really?
Like there was a lot of jokes about communism, but not in a necessarily negative light.
Oh, like more jokes about the Red Scare?
Yeah, like jokes about like I think there was one guy who was like thinking about something that only a communist think about. He's like, wait a minute, I can't think that. Someone could be reading my mind or something like it'll be like that. And I'm like, oh, that's funny. There's one area called Uniontown, and one guy was talking about reading like socialist literature or something, and he's just like, I can't think about that, or whatnot. Just stuff like that. I thought it was interesting. But the game itself definitely is janky. There's been a lot of BS that has happened. Like most of the stuff is like, whatever, like it happened, I can redo this, right?
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get the Platinum Trophy, and I'm like 3 trophies away. One of the trophies is ace all the challenges. So on each map, each location rather, there is 4 different types of challenges. There's abduction, rampage, race, and what was the 4th one? Was there a 4th one? Rampage, abduction.
So where you
race.
have to disguise yourself?
No. Like whatever. There's a whole bunch of those, and I've been grinding through all of them. For the most part, Rampage is super easy. You just have to like kill a certain amount of things in a certain amount of time. Abduction can be hard. There was one on Area 42 where you have to like get like 90 items into this ray of light, basically like where the abduction is happening, and you have to use your telekinesis and throw stuff into it, and it only can be certain things. So like on Area 42, it's just anything military related. So most stuff is, you can throw an army dude in there, you can throw an aeroplane in there, and the airplanes are usually like worth more and whatnot. But I remember like spending like 2 hours on that one because you have to just do it so quickly, and people are shooting at you, and so you have to like balance all that and move quick. But I remember at one point I was really close to beating it, and like I'm like, okay, if I grab this one last airplane, it was like 10 seconds left. I know if I grab this airplane, I will get it because it's going to be worth 3 or whatever instead of 1. And when I grabbed it, and it happened to me multiple times, but of course it happened right there, where the camera would snap and point to the opposite direction of where you're trying to throw it. And I already like let go, so it shot it, and I got so pissed. But the game is very janky. Like, the camera is definitely a PS2, PS3 level, more like PS2 camera, where, like, you can't control... You can control where the camera is, while you're moving. But if you're trying to move... Or, sorry, you can move the camera while you're, like, standing still, and you can also do it when you're moving, but it's so hard to do that when you're also trying to boost and fly. And the races are absolute bullshit. The first couple are, like, doable.
Is it in the saucer or on the ground?
On the ground.
Oh.
And the last one I've been stuck on, this is the last challenge. I beat all the other challenges. I finally did it. But I'm stuck on the capital city one, DC. It's 2.5-minute race. And basically you have to follow this drone that is dropping off these materials. And you have to be close enough to the materials. You don't have to go directly through them. But if you're in, like, a general vicinity of it, it'll go to crypto, and that counts. But you're trying to get them as quickly as possible, because every second that goes by, they deteriorate. So that's why you have to keep up quick behind the drone. You can't get the drone until it stops moving at the end of its route. So you have 2.5 minutes, and the route is 2.5 minutes. But that one is, like, so janky, because it wants you to... Starts with, like, you have to go around the obelisk there, and, like, the camera fights you, so you can't actually see where you're going. Like, just to start off, and I remember it took me a little bit to get that. But you have to, like, hop on buildings, and also if you get shot while you're... Because what they want you to do is hold down circle to do this. The whole race, you should be doing the skateboard thing. But if you get shot, it stops you. So, like, there's a lot of RNG of, like, I'll be halfway through the race, doing great, and, like, a cop from that I can't see just shoots me, and it stops me completely. When you're flying, luckily, your shield comes up. I don't know why they made it that way. It's just super frustrating. But in the buildings, too, like, when you're hopping on, like, there's, like, ledges on it, and you get caught up in it, and it'll just be like, well, I just lost the challenge because I wasted 2 seconds trying to get over the building. But after watching some video tutorials, I haven't beat it yet, still. Hopefully by the time this goes up, I'll beat it. I've been trying it every break at work. Where, like, what I did was switch the controls. Someone said use R2 as the skateboard boost. And because what you're doing usually is you're holding down O to skateboard boost, but you have to press X to jump or cross. Yeah. So I switched to that, and it's been a lot easier, and I'm getting closer. But you need 9,000 points. That means I have to hit every single one and probably get above 90 on every one. There's some spaces, though, where you're going to get, like, 85 because of a car exploding or something like that. There's a lot of RNG into it, and I hope whenever you play it, because I know you want to play it, that, like, if you get to that challenge, please tell me and confirm with me that it is absolute bullshit. And then everyone online saying, like, this is what's, like, stopping me from getting the platinum, is, like, this level.
Really?
But they said doing that trick actually helps. And I feel like it's a matter of time for me to get it. I just need some stuff to go my way, and I need to be perfect. Yeah. You cannot mess up on it. On the other races, you can mess up at one spot and, like, fix yourself, and you can get it. But I love Destroy All Humans still. But damn, I'm just like, dude, I know I can, like, I know what I need to do. But, like, the game mechanically is just not great. So even when I switch the buttons, sometimes the boost will just shoot me up in the air 30 feet, like a double jump. Damn. And I'm like, well, I just lost because I have to be down there instead of up here.
Right.
Or, you're trying to fly and, like, you touch the ground so you completely stop. Just stuff like that where it's, like, really hard to control mechanically. And the camera at the very end of that race, too, the stream you're supposed to go up, it's like going upwards, is to your left, and your character's already looking right. So you're trying to, like, get back. It's just really hard camera controls.
Could you remap it so that right trigger is boost, left trigger is jump? So then you can have your thumbs on the sticks at all times for movement.
That's a good idea. I might have to try that.
Or even, like, the back button attached with the PS4 controller. Then, because, like, I played Doom 2016, where, like, I had my thumbs on the sticks the whole time. I had jump on one of the paddles, and then I had the chainsaw on the other.
I might have to. I never ever really mess with, on consoles, like, redoing the controls ever in most games. Like, usually I'm like, they make games how they're meant to be played. But there's no way I was supposed to do that race without having remapping the controls. I'm like, I feel like the challenge they could have made a little easier. Like, it is kind of BS. Like, I understand it's supposed to be a challenge, but I've done that race 50 60 times. And I'm like, when the other races I've took maybe 30 tries.
Yeah.
I'm just like, come on, man. And like, it's like, I don't want it, because the other trophy you have to do is just do optional objectives on all the story missions again. And like, those are all easy. I just couldn't do some of them because I didn't have certain abilities at that point. So I'm just like, I don't want to do all those, and then I'm stuck on this race again. You know what I mean? Like, I want to make sure I can get this done and then do the easier part, and then I can go away free. But yeah, besides Destroy All Humans, watching Bly Manor, I'm only 3 episodes in.
I haven't started that.
I actually so far like it more than
Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah, I think it's actually more spooky. And I think the characters so far are more enjoyable. It's not as depressing of a show. I think the first Hill House was just super depressing. Like, it starts off with a suicide, and it's just very depressing. When this says, like, there's an upbeatness to it, and there's some charm for sure in some of the characters. So I recommend that. But other than that, I haven't been really watching too much besides my Halloween movies that I tweeted about, so I'm not going to go through all those. But yeah, pretty much it.
For me, I haven't watched, I don't think, anything really. But I haven't played much either. I've been going back to I've been starting a list with PS5 out now. And even to a degree Xbox One or Xbox Series X as well. My doomist theory is that within 3 to 4 years, the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation Vita will be taken offline. And by that, I don't mean like all the game servers and the store down. I mean like you can't upload any trophies. You can't upload your save files to the cloud. You can't do any of that stuff. So I've been compiling a list of all of these PS3 games that I'm close-ish on platinuming that I like. And I'm going to just knock them all out one by one by one. I already mentioned on a previous episode I'm going to platinum Sonic Unleashed, apparently our launch day game for the Sega Supercharger.
Might want to wait.
It's the second on my list. Right now I went back to a 10-year-old game, Final Fantasy 13, one of my favorites, a game I suspect will get a super remaster on PS5 with its trilogy. So I'm doing that now. That's just a grind fest of, I mentioned earlier.
Well, I saw you were streaming it a couple times there. Yeah. It does look like a heavy RPG grind.
Yeah, well, there's this one trophy it's a gold trophy, which is nice, I guess. But there's a trophy for having every single accessory and weapon. And the problem is that every single weapon and most accessories like evolve, so they turn into a different weapon. So you need to feed it materials, and then they can evolve. In order to do that, it's just a grind for all those materials. Yeah. And the most the easiest way to do it is you sell this platinum ingot, INGOT, and I always pronounced it incorrectly.
I think you said it right.
I used to call them ignots.
I don't. I've heard both, ingots. But I think what you said is correct.
I had that epiphany while I was streaming. I'm like, wait a second, I was calling these ignots like 10 minutes ago. I just now noticed how they're spelled. Platinum ingots are worth so much money, but they're a drop from the second hardest enemy in the entire game. And even fighting the enemy requires you to grind out stuff so that the easy way to kill that enemy is doable. You have a super meter that lets you summon your summon. Yeah. That's what you use to beat this guy quickly, which actually makes it worth it. Charging up that meter requires you to fight a bunch of nonsense. So I'm just looping around, fighting nonsense, fighting the big guy for a 25% chance of getting the drop. And I've done it, I've spent maybe 30 hours in there, and I'm maybe a fifth of the way through my item list.
Oh,
so
boy.
this is the reason why, not a lot of people platinum that game is because of that bullshit trophy. But I'm working on it. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to do Sonic Unleashed after that, which is another grind of, there are medals in each level, and we don't tell you which one you got.
Oh, I thought you needed
not like bronze, silver, gold, but literally collectibles essentially hidden in the levels. The sun medals and moon medals. I need to collect them all in Sonic Unleashed, and then there's a dude for each level essentially. There's a dude that gives you challenges, and they're hard, and you got to do them all for trophies. I got to do both of those. That's a pain. And then I got other games. I don't know what I'm going to be doing next, but as of basically 30 minutes before we actually started recording this episode, I got my PlayStation 5. So I played a bit of Astro's Playroom, which Devin also played a tinier bit of. And then we checked out Demon Souls for like maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I love this machine. I definitely want to succeed. I am going to try, because there's a lot of games coming out next year, play every single PlayStation Studios title. I'm going to try. I'm like, my next game...
Not finish, but play.
Yeah, I mean, own, essentially.
I did pretty good in the PS4 era, considering I didn't get a PS4 Pro until 2018. Like,
yeah,
I played God of War, all the Uncharted games, except for Lost Legacy, Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that's a good goal. The only one I might skip is... Well, no, Demon Souls doesn't count, right?
It does.
Okay. I was going to say, is it a play? I'm trying to remember.
It's owned by PlayStation.
Okay. I didn't know
even though From Software made it, Sony was the publisher and they own it, and it was a PlayStation 3 exclusive.
Okay, I didn't remember.
I
thought it was maybe on Xbox.
And Bluepoint made this remake, and they're not owned by Sony, but since it's a Sony property, it's a PlayStation Studios title. I will probably buy Sackboy: A Big Adventure next, because I still have to beat Spider-Man.
That actually looks like a Mario Odyssey level of fun, so I'm intrigued by that.
It has local multiplayer and I think online multiplayer too. So if I ever get a second controller, come over, we could play it. But that seems like it's also an easy platinum. Here's the thing: my suspicion. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say.
You're good.
My suspicion is that Sony saw, wow, Marvel Spider-Man 2018 has the highest trophy completion percentage on any Sony first-party game ever. Wow. The Last of Us Part 2 is now that, which is insane, right? Yeah, like, and Ghost of Tsushima is also like up there, and even God of War to a degree. I think they are realizing that it's like part of the reason why I have so many unfinished trophy lists on PS3 is because they're hard. They're stupid hard. They were like, you need to make this a super big challenge. This needs to be extremely rewarding, which it is. When I platinum one of these games, it's going to feel like an accomplishment, more so than platinuming a Telltale game, or like one of the cheap platinums I buy, or even maybe Spider-Man to a degree. I'll have a lot of fun playing that. But, I get that. That was their idea then. But I think they're realizing that, no, we can use these as we can use trophies, good trophy lists, that are manageable just by beating the game and then doing everything. Not being like, beat the game 3 times, or, do this and that, or only beat this boss with fire. If you ignore all that stuff, it almost helps marketing the games and almost helps with an identity of like, this is what's cool. Like, PlayStation always has good trophy lists on their games. So I have a feeling, because the Demon Souls remake has a different trophy list than the original, and it's doable. You don't have to upgrade any weapons, just like I'm doing in Final Fantasy 13 now, which I guess you did in the original Demon Souls. It's just beating all the bosses and then collecting all the rings, and it's basically that. Just like weird. I never play the original, so I don't really know the context of, maybe some of these bosses are optional. I don't know, right?
I'm sure there is a couple.
Yeah, but like, I'm pretty sure Sackboy Big Adventure has an easy platinum. Miles Morales has an easy platinum. I know that. Just same with the original. If they keep that up,
it's more of a grind. But yeah, it's not anything. But it's not anything terrible. Like,
it's all new, it's all new stuff you're doing though. That's the thing though. It's always like, if you 100% the game, that's the platinum.
Yeah.
And that's in my opinion, that's the way it should be, unless your game is something where it's super arcadey and it's like, be it on normal, easy, and hard or whatever, because, I have a feeling that they're going to be doing this with all of their games. So I'm going to try. I mean, if I'm already going to be buying them all, I want to platinum them all too. That would feel like such an accomplishment by the time PS6 comes out. Be like, I platinumed every PS5 exclusive or whatever. That would be cool. I already have space on my shelf for them all. Demon Souls is not on the shelf. It's sitting next to us. But I'm excited for the future of PlayStation, and I hope you, Devin, can join me in the future, assuming your car isn't worth $3,000 in repair.
Yes. The goal was to get it in a couple of weeks, but we'll see how that goes. And then Christmas is around the corner. And
I just got a text from one of my coworkers who bought one today on PlayStation Direct's website.
There you go.
Because I sent him the thing. Alrighty, well, this has been a very fun episode of the Sonic Movie Show, a weekly podcast you can find on a multitude of podcast platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon/Audible,
Sega Cast,
Seg, Pocket Casts, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, and the like. If you prefer a place that you're not listening to this on right now, let us know at our Twitter at Sonic Movie Show. My name was Ethan, you know that, and I'm on Twitter at EthanAbsolutely, and you also know that Devin here is on Twitter at CURSONA YouTube. Let us know if you would buy the Sega Supercharger, legitimately. I'm kidding. But what would your dream Sega console be? It can be wild and crazy, because clearly we did that too. It started off serious, and then we went into like owning the world. But
yeah.
Let us know what your opinions, and we'll see you next week for another episode. Bye.
Goodbye.
I'm Sonic.